Imagine waking up in the Middle Ages with a fever. Your body is weak, your head burns, your throat aches. But the real danger isn't just the illness, it's the cure. In medieval Europe, medicine was a strange mixture of ancient philosophy, superstition, religion, and desperate experimentation. There were no antibiotics, no anesthesia, no understanding of bacteria or viruses. Disease was mysterious, invisible, and terrifying. Most doctors believed the body was governed by four humors: blood, phlegm, black bile, and yellow bile. If you were sick, it meant these fluids were out of balance, and restoring that balance often meant one thing: removing blood. Bloodletting was one of the most common medical treatments for centuries. Whether you had a fever, a headache, or the plague, a physician might open a vein and drain your blood into a bowl. The logic was simple: too much blood was causing the illness. Sometimes leeches were used instead of blades, dozens of them. They would attach to your skin and slowly feed, drawing blood until they fell away swollen and dark. The patient often became pale, dizzy, and dangerously weak. And yet, this was considered healing. Medicine didn't stop there. Medieval apothecaries created remedies from herbs, roots, crushed minerals, animal fat, and sometimes far stranger ingredients: powdered bones, burned metals, even human or animal urine. These mixtures were swallowed, applied to wounds, or rubbed into the skin. Some may have had mild effects. Many did nothing. A few likely made things worse. Then came surgery. Without anesthesia, even minor procedures were a nightmare. Patients were given alcohol if it was available, or simply something to bite down on. They were held in place by assistants while the surgeon worked as quickly as possible. Speed meant survival. If a limb had to be amputated, a saw was used. The faster the cut, the better the chances of enduring the pain and avoiding fatal shock. To stop bleeding, red-hot irons were pressed against the wound to cauterize it. The smell of burning flesh filled the room. Infection was common. Surgeons did not understand germs. Instruments were rarely cleaned properly. Hands were unwashed. A successful operation could still end in death days later. And then came the Black Death. When plague swept through Europe in the 14th century, killing millions, medicine stood powerless. Doctors wore long robes and masks with beak-like noses stuffed with herbs and flowers. They believed disease spread through bad air. The scent of death was everywhere, so they tried to block the smell. But the plague was carried by bacteria, something they could not see, name, or fight. As fear grew, so did superstition. Some believed illness was a punishment from God. Others blamed witches, curses, or demons. Prayer became as common as any medical treatment. In many cases, it offered as much hope as the doctor did. And yet, not all medieval medicine was blind ignorance. Physicians preserved ancient Greek and Roman texts. They studied anatomy in limited ways. They observed patterns. Slowly, over centuries, knowledge began to grow. But for the average person living in a muddy town surrounded by waste and disease, survival often depended on luck, not skill. If you caught an infection from a simple cut, it could spread rapidly. If you developed a fever, treatment might weaken you further. If you required surgery, you faced unimaginable pain and a very real chance of never waking up again. Today, we swallow antibiotics without a second thought. We enter clean hospitals filled with sterile instruments and trained professionals. Pain can be controlled, infections can be stopped. In the Middle Ages, none of that existed. Medicine was not yet science. It was trial and error, belief and tradition, hope in the dark. And sometimes the line between healing and harm was razor thin. The dark truth about medieval medical treatments is this: for many people, surviving the doctor was just as uncertain as surviving the disease. History was not gentle, and illness was a gamble with fate. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more hidden stories from history. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.